feel completely unattracted to my husband after his emotional affair, even though he's changed and apologized. I'll never really know if it was only an EA or if it was also physical because he trickle-truthed me. I've been trying for months to make it work and keep our family together, much of which includes fake it till you make it, but I'm so unhappy and I truly hate my life. I feel like I have so much to be grateful for. We have 2 beautiful kids and a lovely house, but I can't. I feel trapped. I'm a Psalm with no degree or real work experience and financially dependent on him, or I'd have left long ago. I discovered his dating profile when I was 8 weeks postpartum with our second child and a week later found out via Google Maps that he'd gone on a date with a woman he worked with. This is all after he'd been having an emotional affair with her for months, lying to her about me and telling her she was a beautiful person and that she gave him the time and attention he wasn't getting at home. When in reality, he had been emotionally neglecting me for years, stonewalled me when I tried to talk to him and literally begged him to show love for me, and refused to participate in our marriage. I can't count the number of times I cried to him and told him how lonely and unloved I felt, and he'd say he'd do better, but then a few weeks later, backslide and stop giving a filth again. He always blamed his stressful job, Navy, for why he couldn't be there for me. He also didn't apologize at first when I confronted him. He told me he made the Ashley Madison profile because he felt like we were incompatible. Of course, now he's putting in all the work to fix things. It just feels insulting that it's only now happening after he had an affair and not when I was begging him to be more present and communicating my needs to him. I thought things would be better when he got out of the military and we moved, but they're not. I don't even want him touching me. He told her things I've told him in confidence, refused to help me with my severe postpartum depression despite me telling him what I needed, after I have shown up for him many times in support of his emotional health. But I feel like I have to stay and work it out because my kids are both incredibly attached to him and splitting households would completely turn their world upside down. To me, he's a bad father in the sense that he jeopardized his kids' stability, but as far as the kids are concerned, he's the best dad in the world. And before anyone asks if I was meeting his needs, yes, I was. He even says he has no complaints about my treatment of him and that he did this because he chose to blame me for how unhappy he was with his life. I was managing the household full-time and was still emotionally available to him despite the fact that I never got that in return. And yes, he was getting frequent relationships. Even when I was 9 months pregnant. The only dry spells we've had are after our oldest was born and I had some health problems that prevented me from having relationships. I don't really know why I'm posting this. I think I just need to vent, or maybe it'll serve as a cautionary tale to anyone neglecting their marriage. I know people will tell me to leave him, but I've gone through every possible scenario of that and it just won't work. I don't have supportive family and his family is in his corner. We get along fine in front of the kids. I think we've managed to maintain a friendship despite everything that's going on behind the scenes. Plus, I'm starting school full-time soon to finish my degree and I think it's only fair that he supports me through that after I supported his military career for 10 years and put my own ambitions on hold for him. I'll make my decision when I'm employable. Thanks for listening, if you've read this far. I just needed to get it off my chest. Comments. 1. You've been traumatized. It is not uncommon for people to feel the way you do, and it takes time to bounce back. You need to put yourself first and focus on yourself. Your husband needs to keep working on loving you and regaining trust. You'll get through this, stay strong and take it day by day. 2. It really does feel like emotional abuse. I don't think he meant to do that, but if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. 3. It really does feel like emotional abuse. I don't think he meant to do that, but if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. 4. Start a divorce fund when you're employed. Keep your nose to the grindstone, get your degree, and then consider leaving when you've got a job and savings. He has not and will not change. The other alternative would be to stay, understanding he is chronically unfaithful and is absolutely boning other women on the side. I think some wives genuinely DGAF if the feelings are gone or the lifestyle is cushy. You feel badly if you're hanging on to hope. If there's no hope, you can be realistic about what's happening and make some clear-headed choices. I'm really sorry you're going through this, hang in there and good luck to you. OP, this is exactly what I keep thinking, that he hasn't really changed. I don't want to end up right back here again after another 10 years. 5. I hate to say it, but you absolutely will if you stay with him. What has he done to show you he's not just a liar who wants to cheat? He didn't stop on his own, you had to catch him. I know you said you can't leave right now, but please consider it in the future if you're still unhappy once you are financially stable. Best of luck. 6. That's the thing about cheating that hardly anyone who hasn't been through it can understand. The trust and the initial foundation that you built your life on is gone and you can never get it back. He's not even remorseful. The fact that he has no complaints about his treatment of you tells you that he is not sorry, he's just sorry he got caught. Those words alone would make my love for him die. That won't ever come back. It's like a broken plate. You can glue it back together again, but it will never the same nor as strong as it was originally. If having a friendship with him is fine with you, then have that and go to school. But after that, give more to yourself, because you deserve more than that. So much more. OMG, I'm dumb, that was a typo. I meant to say he has no complaints about my treatment of him. Like he admits I didn't do anything to deserve what he did to me and that he has no real excuse. Sorry, I should have proofread. But yeah, as far as everything else, you're right. I wonder all the time if I hadn't caught him, would it have gone any farther? And I just feel like I can't ever be happy in that kind of relationship. Like you said, the foundation has been decimated. He's given me full access to all his social media and his phone, but I don't want to live like that. I want a partner I can trust. 7. This literally could have been written by me, except my husband was USMC. I moved 1,200 miles ANS, gave up everything I knew, and loved to marry him. I just don't understand how he could treat me the way he has. Not sure how long yours was in, but mine was combat deployed 6 times and has PTSD and addiction issues as well. And I stuck by him through everything. I am pretty and more than willing in the bedroom. I just don't understand how anyone could be so selfish and cold. I can't seem to get past it. I don't want him touching me. What happened to honor? What happened to loyalty? I was attracted to the man I thought he was, and now I feel like I never really knew him. I want to feel the way I used to feel. No one would chose this. I want to forgive and trust and just have no idea how to make that happen now. I'm sorry you are going through this. You are not alone. You get it. My husband joined in 2012 and just got out this past April and was also an alcoholic for a good chunk of that time, which he hid from me. He's 10 months sober now, but the damage is done. As for what happened to honor and loyalty, I often wonder the same thing. He'd never in a million years have gone on unauthorized leave or taken any Drew asterisk that would show up on a Drew asterisk test, but apparently that integrity didn't extend to our marriage vows. 8. Go to his higher-ups, Fleet and Family Services. They have experience dealing with sailors who are both abusing and cheating on their spouses. If you wish to divorce, they will also help you with that, I think. There is also childcare available on base, so you can get your degree without having to rely on his help, and if he hasn't used his education benefits, I think you can apply to use them unless he is too high a rank. He's already out of the Navy, so those aren't options for me. We were living in South Carolina when I found out about everything, and in that state you have to be maintaining separate households for a year before filing for divorce, and there were only 7 months left in his enlistment, so I was in a weird limbo, and I also still needed his help with the newborn baby I'd just pushed out of my body. When I asked if there was an exception to the year-long separation for infidelity, they said emotional affairs didn't count, and I have no concrete proof of a physical affair. 9. I think you are on the right path here. Continue to work on your marriage. Seek individual and couples therapy. You also need to work on building your own support network and work towards being able to support yourself and your children, which it sounds like you are doing. I am in my own therapy, but I'm completely done with marriage counseling. The one we've been to treated it as a both sides issue and wanted me to take partial responsibility for his affair, and there aren't any others that take our insurance. I told him he can read self-help books and watch TED Talks and do whatever other emotional labor to fix things on his end, things I've been doing these entire 10 years, but I'm not accepting any responsibility for his affair.